Today's Lenten reflection is found in the book of Mark, chapter 14, verses 32 to 42. They went to a place called Gethsemane, and Jesus said to his disciples, "Sit here while I pray." He took Peter, James, and John along with him, and he began to be deeply distressed and troubled. "My soul is overwhelmed with sorrow to the point of death," he said to them. "Stay here and keep watch." Going a little farther, he fell to the ground and prayed that if possible, the hour might pass from him. "Abba, Father," he said, "everything is possible for you. Take this cup from me, yet not what I will, but what you will." Then he returned to his disciples and found them sleeping. "Simon," he said to Peter, "are you asleep? Couldn't you keep watch for 1 hour? Watch and pray so that you will not fall into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak." Once more he went away and prayed the same thing. When he came back, he again found them sleeping, because their eyes were heavy. They did not know what to say to him. Returning the third time, he said to them, "Are you still sleeping and resting? Enough, the hour has come. Look, the Son of Man is delivered into the hands of sinners. Rise, let us go. Here comes my betrayer." Reading this passage in the Bible always gives me gut-wrenching feelings. I start to imagine how Jesus must have felt to be betrayed and not listened to. I start to think about the great sacrifice that he made for us. I think of the brutal suffering that he endured for all of us. It brings me to tears. The love that he has for us is hard to comprehend. True unconditional love. The Garden of Gethsemane was both a place of suffering and strength. Jesus entered the garden suffering and left it strengthened. He prayed persistently and submitted to the will of God. It is through prayer that he was strengthened. There are times, I think, when we feel like we are in our own version of the Garden of Gethsemane. Times when we feel distressed, sorrowful, lonely, fearful. It is at these times that we often find comfort and strength spending time in prayer. Times of peace when we are willing to accept the Father's will in our lives. This passage reminds me of Jesus' great love for all of us. It does not matter what we have done, how he feels for us is everlasting. It also reminds me that we must accept God's will, submit to it, and trust in his grace to bring us through the trial.